Good morning to you. 02890 333 105. I want to speak to a man who knows how to put a mural on a wall. Johnny Hamilton. Johnny, good morning.
What about you, Frank? How's things?
All good, all good. The Jossie Pops man is Johnny Hamilton, and the honour was bestowed upon him to deliver the mural honouring Olympic champion Rhys McClenaghan, who indeed will be unveiled in his hometown of Newtownards, getting the freedom of the borough on Friday night, and indeed the gable wall will be unveiled. Johnny, you went for the face of Rhys as opposed to Rhys on his horse.
Yeah, no, the gymnastic moves is outside my forte. Literally just portrait artist there, Frank. So, yeah, I specialise in massive heads, basically. So it was really good. It was a long time coming. I'd sort of, ever since he won the Olympics, which I think was back in like 2024, August 24, I was highly motivated to get that mural up. And as you know, probably from last time, it was most of my stuff's in Bangor, but this one, I think it had to be ours, definitely had to be ours.
Yeah, just remind people about the work you've done and some of those incredible pictures, those paintings that we see on walls.
Yeah, so I suppose back about 2 or 3 years ago now, I started putting massive heads, big portraits up around Bangor. So we were trying to go for along the lines of the City of Faces. If we can put local celebrities or even from further afield celebrities up and get them down to the portraits, that would encourage traffic to Bangor and make it great again, like it once was in its heyday. So just trying to increase footfall and get people down. And it was working an absolute treat, still is working a treat. So we had, obviously the one that got the most press, surprisingly, for the size of it, was the Jared Butler piece. So Jared Butler, he was over filming and he came down and seen the work. And then we had the Gary Light buddy, the Voy fans, Liam Neeson, which was picked up in the New York Post and stuff. So yeah, it's specialising in big heads now, full time, Frank. So it's loving it.
Van Morrison, you did Van Morrison, did you?
Well, that's one I can't talk about. That's an NDA assigned to not reference who I was painting, but a lot of the press had covered that, and there was a big piece, put it like this, which was in Grand Central Station and was never unveiled. But yeah, it was a person that most people guessed right. Put it like that.
Yeah, and where is that? Has that not been unveiled, or is that unveiled, or will it be unveiled?
So it was, I guess it was signed off by the team who collaborated with me. They reached out to collaborate on a piece, and I accepted. I was over the moon to be working with such an A-lister. The piece turned out amazing. It was signed off. They absolutely loved it. There was due to be a public display, so it was actually hanging in Grand Central Station with a big question mark on it, due to be unveiled. But I guess at the last minute, maybe left hand wasn't talking to right hand, and there was a pivot as such. So the piece was never unveiled. So I believe it's in storage at the minute. Maybe someday, Frank, will get to see this piece, because it is, I think most frustratingly, it never got its public display. It couldn't run prints off it, and the work, it's one of my favourites, to be honest. It's absolutely great, and it's sort of it's a 5 metre by 2 metre portrait of a Northern Ireland A-lister. And yeah, it was a grueling process, and it was absolutely amazing. And they loved it too, which was strange, but just maybe I think the media frenzy that I stirred up was too much, but we will never know. I don't even know.
I love the way you don't even name the person, but the whole world knows.
I can't, yeah. No,
it's all right, that's all right. It's probably going to become more and more valuable the longer it stays in storage, but then it's part of Van's legend. Getting back to Rhys, that's a fine portrait of a star athlete, and it must be a great honour, because obviously the people that you paint are of the creme de la creme A-lister category. Have you, and correct me if I'm wrong, and maybe I should know exactly where it is, have you done Rory?
I've done Rory as a massive portrait, so once again it would be probably 1.5 metre odd size, but it's not on a wall, and it was actually sold, so the original went. But yeah, there has been a Rory done, but I would love to get a big Rory the same size as Rhys up, say, in Hollywood. So if there's any walls in Hollywood or any people in Hollywood that want that, let's make it happen. But yeah, no, Rory isn't on a wall yet. One of my Rorys, I'm sure there's plenty of Rorys being done around the place, because he's a very deserving athlete.
Yeah, but the fact that you're doing so many of them and doing them with the skill and the style that you have, I'm sure every person who is honoured on the wall feels very, very flattered. But do you need at that level to get permission? Would you have to ask Rory if he wants his bake on a wall?
I don't think so. In that sense, obviously you need to get the photographer's permission. So whoever took the photo of Rory, which I'm painting from, I would need their permission. I guess the likes of Rory and Reese, although I was in talks with Reese throughout this process, I think more it's seen as a compliment. I don't really feel that Rory would have much of a say if he wants his face up, as far as that goes. But once again, if he did reach out and say that he didn't want his face up, I'm certainly not going to put his face up. I'm not out to annoy anyone, but I think he probably, like most people, would take it as a compliment and would take it, as long as it's done right, of course. But yeah, I'd see that. Yeah, wouldn't be a problem, I don't think.
Can't imagine anyone believing that it's anything but a compliment. And in all those names that you've mentioned, the compliment is richly deserved. And Reese, he's just such a star with all his medals for his gymnastic ability and his ability to dance as well, because he won that Dancing with the Stars on RTE. He's just an all round good guy. Anyone else that you're planning on doing? Any other walls that are about to be filled and are about to be painted on? And do you go beyond that area of Newtonards, Hollywood, Bangor? Like, would you go to, have you done anything in Derry? Have you been in Newry? Do you go down south? Are you open for business? Whoever would like to get a bit of Jossie Pops on the wall?
Yeah, well, I guess it's a have paint will travel sort of situation, Frank. So yeah, I literally can paint wherever there is a need for it. Obviously, because it's a career, the funding needs to be right, and you need to be motivated to do the piece as such. I tend to stay away from politics and all, so if there was a political one to be going up, it wouldn't necessarily be mine. Nothing against that, just it's not my thing. But yeah, totally open for anywhere. I've recently moved to Donaghadee there myself, and I think it was Bear Grylls. It shocked me that Bear Grylls was born in Donaghadee. I didn't even know that. But I think Donaghadee would love a Bear Grylls. I'll work on that one probably to see if I can get that over the line. But other than that, no, nothing. Just working away in my own studio with larger-than-life portraits. And then if I see sort of an opening to paint someone, I tend to sort of strike. That's what happened with the Reese one. Well, that was a long time coming, but I seen he was getting the freedom of the city, and I was like, right, this is enough was enough. Orange needs a big face.
Yeah, it's a great idea, and good to see that everyone cooperated with you at council level to make all that happen. Just finally, Johnny, is there like a big family of gable wall painters and outsized face painters? Because, I'm just thinking of the Derry Girls mural or the Undertones mural, and I noticed Fergal Sharkey posed in front of the Undertones mural the other day. I thought it was a lovely photograph, just to see him casually standing in front of it and asking on social media, do you know where I am? He obviously feels very honoured to have been remembered in his home city, and likewise the Derry Girls one is iconic now. Are there a whole team of you who do it and liaise with each other, or do you not know each other at all?
Well, we're sure, I would say we're more lone wolves. There's probably a contingency of some we work together, some we don't, but I think the artist community as a whole, we try to support each other. But yeah, it's a very sort of lonely game most of the time, because you're up on that wall by yourself. For me personally, I just do my own thing, try to, just keep on keeping on. There is other amazing artists out there, and I actually do recommend artists to people. So if there was a job came in there and it didn't suit me at all, so I passed on a load of names to the company who were after a mural artist. So yeah, if it's not a portrait, I tend to avoid it. But there's loads of us out there, and they're all just as good and amazing. Yeah. Brightening the place up.
Brightening the place up is absolutely right, and Reese is going to be on that wall. Whereabouts exactly in Newtonards, if people want to see the unveiling or want to see it when it is, where exactly is it at the minute?
So we've got it finished now. I finished it literally yesterday. Reese was down checking the progress on Monday. It's on South Street in the precinct, and it was actually them had put forward the funds for it, which was brilliant. So I tried to seek funding through the usual avenues, but it was Ards business community which came forward, and they put some of the funding towards it, and then I just covered the rest with just the work. So it was then put it forward, and that's the Ards Chamber. That's in South Street, and it's in the precinct. So if you know Ards well, it's sort of in front of Conway Square. Absolutely brilliant spot for it. It was actually chosen because the face is looking towards Scrabo Tower, and it's also looking towards Blair Main, which obviously is the gym that he trains from. So we thought that was quite iconic, and that wall was perfect for it.
Absolutely. Good on the Chamber for making it happen, and good on yourself as well. And congratulations to Reese for quite rightly being honoured. Johnny, good speaking to you. Thanks for coming on the programme.
Brilliant, thanks. Or Frank, thanks very much. Appreciate that.
That's the outstanding street artist, Johnny Hamilton. And if you're following Johnny on social media, I'm sure you'll come across Jossie Pops. It's up there as well. This is the U105 phone-in.